Welcome back to part 2 of the Pull Me Closer remake. What we did in the last video was just the verses and the builds, and today we're covering the chorus. So let's go and take a listen first before we do anything to what we did last time.
I was doing fine, oh, living my best life. Yeah. Money on my mind, love only for one night. Yeah. I armed the guards all around my heart. You shot them down. I tried so hard to keep you far. You had to mess with me when you gave me 1, 2, 3.
So like I said in the last part, I'm going to start this with this womp sound, which is kind of also acting as a fill element. So this is what it sounds like.
When you give me 1, 2, 3. Oh.
The preset in use is a womp called Womper Bounce, which you can get in Car Music Volume 2. And I've just kind of adjusted the envelope here to shape it perfectly in time for this. And here's all the MIDI if you want to copy that. So we already have all the womp MIDI to fill in between these bass sounds here, which we're going to look at now. So we're starting this bass sound with a preset called Any, which you can get in Main Stage Vol.1. And this is just that classic Imanbek kind of sound. And here's the MIDI we've got for it. So we're not using any snapping here, we're just on this normal cell mode. So everything's kind of on the grid. And here's how it sounds. And so as you can see, the MIDI's been cut a bit short in some parts, but that's really important to achieve that kind of quick staccato effect. The next sound within this bass line is called Big and Slow. Again, it's adding a lot of punch to the whole sound and a lot of kind of distorted character. So the two sounds so far sound like this. And the final part of this bass is a preset called Monster. And this is just covering all that top mid sort of range. So we've got a couple of various bits here on the processing. So we're starting with some reverb, which is a really subtle amount at 16%, and it's a really short decay time as well, so it feels more like an ambient kind of reverb just to sort of glue the sound in a certain space. And then this is being fed into a BX Digital, again to just give a bit more width to the sound, boosting the sides and keeping everything below 100 Hertz in mono. And then we go into the CLA, which is doing some pretty moderate reductions, about 3 dB. And on the kickstart, we're using the default 3 punch preset, all mixed in at 100% even on there as well. And so this is what we have so far.
3, oh, nah, one time, pull me closer, oh, nah, 2 times, run me over, cause you're so nah, I think I need your love.
So now, of course, we're missing some drums to go alongside all these bass sounds, and we've got this kick here from Car Music Volume 2. It's got a perfect amount of punch. A lot of the kicks in that pack are, like I always say, are just perfect for slap house stuff or deep house stuff.
3, oh, nah, one time, pull me closer, oh, nah, 2 times, run me over, cause you're so.
We're then reintroducing the same clap as what we used in the verses. A bit of pre-shift on there so it kind of smacks before the kick hits. And then what I've decided to do on this drop section is just layer in another clap to kind of add a bit more smack to the whole sound. On the second half of the drop, we're also reintroducing all of the hi-hats and offbeat hats and stuff that we had in the last part. I'm also reintroducing this string from the previous section, as I just kind of felt there was like a string vibe just playing on top of the whole second half of this drop here. We then have these crashes and exhausts, which I've introduced, as well as the impacts, which I used in the verses. So here are the sounds. And then the final element I could hear in this song were the keys that we used in the verses, but they're reintroduced and they're kind of playing like an ARP sound. So this is exactly what I mean here. This is how they sit in the mix. But then to give the finishing touch on this song, what I've got is just a bit of CLA bus compression on the drums. It's just gluing everything lightly. There's a lot more you can do to your drums buses to kind of bring the drums to life, but this just gives it that nice glue that we kind of want for this purpose. So that's the whole production for this song, the verses, builds and choruses. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you smash the like button if you did, and let us know what you want to see in the next videos, because we'll be checking all of your requests as per usual. But let's go and take a listen back now to the whole thing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next ones.
just doing fine. Oh, living my best life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Money on my mind, love only for one night. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I armed the guards around my heart. You shot them down, 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 down. I tried so hard to keep you far. You had to mess with me when you gave me 1, 2, 3.